My sister stole my identity, maxed out my cards, and then demanded I forgive her for our parents' sake. I'm still reeling from everything that's happened, and I don't even know where to begin. This isn't just a story about betrayal. It's about a lifetime of being overlooked, undermined, and ultimately, financially crippled by the very person who was supposed to be my closest confidant, my older sister, Sarah. For years, I've been the responsible one, the stable one, the one who always had her life together, while Sarah was the free spirit, the artist, the one who constantly needed bailing out. I always believed it was just our dynamic, that she was a bit scattered, a bit dramatic, but deep down, she loved me. Now I know that was a delusion I clung to, a desperate attempt to preserve a family image that never truly existed. It all started subtly, as these things often do. A missing piece of mail here, a strange email notification there. At first, I dismissed them. Sarah was staying with me for a few months after yet another creative venture of hers had spectacularly failed, leaving her without a place to live and a mountain of debt. She'd promised this time would be different, that she was ready to get her life on track, and I, ever the optimistic fool, believed her. We'd shared everything growing up: clothes, secrets, dreams. I never imagined she'd turn that intimacy into a weapon. The first red flag, in retrospect, was a notice from my bank about an unusual transaction. It was a large online purchase from a boutique I'd never heard of, for an amount that made my stomach clench. I immediately called the bank, thinking my card had been compromised. They assured me it was an authorized transaction from my account. I checked my statements meticulously, and that's when the real horror began to unfold. Small purchases at first, then larger ones, all for things I hadn't bought, places I hadn't been. My credit score, which I had painstakingly built up over years of diligent saving and responsible spending, was starting to plummet. I confronted Sarah, gently at first, asking if she'd accidentally used my card or if she knew anything about these charges. She became instantly defensive, her eyes wide with feigned innocence. Why would I do something like that? My name. Do you really think so little of me? Her voice cracked with what I now recognize as a practiced performance of hurt. I felt a pang of guilt, questioning myself. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe it was a genuine mistake. But the seed of doubt had been planted. A few weeks later, I received a notification from a credit monitoring service I subscribed to, alerting me to a new credit card application in my name. This wasn't a mistake. This was deliberate. My heart hammered in my chest. I logged into the service and saw not one, but 3 new credit cards, all opened in my name, with significant credit limits. And they weren't just opened, they were already maxed out. My carefully cultivated financial security was being systematically dismantled, and I knew, with a horrifying certainty, who was behind it. I waited until Sarah was out, pretending to go for a run, but instead, I started searching her room. I hated myself for it, but I felt a desperate need for confirmation, for proof that I wasn't losing my mind. Tucked away in a showbox under her bed, I found them: my birth certificate, my social security card, my old passport. All the documents she would have needed to open those accounts. And then, hidden beneath a pile of scarves, I found the new credit cards themselves, along with receipts for designer clothes, expensive jewelry, and a weekend getaway to a luxury spa. The boutique purchase was just the tip of the iceberg. My vision blurred with tears of anger and disbelief. My own sister, the person I had housed, fed, and supported without question, had stolen my identity and financially ruined me. She hadn't just used my cards, she had become me, forging my signature, impersonating me to call credit companies, all to fund her lavish lifestyle while I was struggling to make ends meet and save for my future. The magnitude of her betrayal hit me like a physical blow when she returned, chirping about her amazing run. I confronted her, the stack of evidence trembling in my hand. Her cheerful demeanor evaporated instantly. The feigned innocence was gone, replaced by a stony, almost defiant expression. "How could you, Sarah?" I choked out, tears streaming down my face. "How could you do this to me?" She scoffed, a bitter laugh escaping her lips. "Oh, please, don't act so dramatic. It's just money. You have plenty. I needed it more. I needed it more. I shrieked, my voice rising. I work 2 jobs to save, to be responsible. You just spent it all on frivolous nonsense. Do you have any idea what this means for my credit, for my future? This isn't just money. Sarah, this is my life. She rolled her eyes. You're always so uptight about money. Live a little. My name. I just borrowed it. I was going to pay you back, eventually. Borrowed. You stole it. You committed identity theft. That's a crime, Sarah. Her face hardened. Don't you dare threaten me. I'm your sister. That's when I snapped. I told her to get out, to pack her bags and leave my apartment immediately. I didn't care where she went or what she did. I couldn't look at her, couldn't breathe the same air as her. She started to cry, real tears this time, but they felt manipulative, a last-ditch effort to pull on my heartstrings. Please, my name, she pleaded. Where will I go? You can't do this to me. You should have thought about that before you stole my identity, I said, my voice cold and firm, a strength I didn't know I possessed. Get out. She eventually left, leaving behind a trail of resentment and a mountain of debt in my name. I immediately filed a police report and began the agonizing process of clearing my name with banks and credit agencies. It was a bureaucratic nightmare, filled with endless phone calls, fraud affidavits, and the constant fear that I would never fully recover financially. My dreams of buying a house, of traveling, of simply having a secure future, felt shattered. Of course, my parents got involved. Sarah, playing the victim, called them, weeping dramatically about how I had abandoned her and thrown her out onto the street. My mother, ever the enabler, called me in a fury. How could you be so cruel to your sister? My name, she demanded, her voice tight with disapproval. She's family. She needs your help. Mom, I explained, trying to keep my voice even. She committed identity theft. She opened credit cards in my name and maxed them out. My credit score is destroyed. I'm facing thousands of dollars in debt that isn't mine. There was a pause, a moment of silence where I hoped for understanding, for outrage on my behalf. Instead, my mother sighed. Well, she made a mistake. People make mistakes. You need to forgive her, my name. For the sake of the family. Forgive her. I exploded. She stole my life savings. She completely undermined my financial stability. How can you even ask me to forgive her? But she's your sister, my father interjected, his voice equally exasperated. Family sticks together. We can't have this kind of division. You need to drop the charges, my name. It's making a bad situation worse. Drop the charges. I was incredulous. So she can just get away with it? So she can do it again to someone else, or even to me? No, this isn't just a mistake. This is a serious crime. My parents continued to pressure me, citing family harmony and the importance of forgiveness. They even suggested I should loan Sarah the money to pay back the credit card companies, essentially asking me to pay for her crimes. They seemed utterly incapable of grasping the gravity of what Sarah had done, or perhaps they simply didn't want to. It was always easier for them to blame me for being unforgiving than to confront Sarah's destructive behavior. The phone calls became daily occurrences, a barrage of guilt trips and emotional manipulation. Think about how this looks to the neighbors, my mother would say. Think about how this is affecting your poor sister, my father would chime in. It was always about Sarah, always about maintaining their perfect family facade, never about the immense pain and damage Sarah had inflicted upon me. I finally had to draw a hard boundary with my parents. I told them that if they continued to advocate for Sarah, to minimize her actions, and to pressure me into dropping the charges, I would have to limit contact with them. That shocked them into a temporary silence, but I knew it wouldn't last. Sarah, meanwhile, started sending me manipulative texts and emails. She accused me of being selfish, heartless, and of ruining her life. She claimed she was so sorry, but then immediately pivoted to demanding I give her money for rent or food, as if I owed her something. She even sent me a picture of herself looking distraught, clearly hoping to elicit sympathy. It was sickening. The hardest part is the realization that this isn't just about the money or the identity theft. It's about a lifetime of being the forgotten child, the responsible one who never caused trouble, never needed attention, and therefore never received it. Sarah always got the attention, good or bad. Her dramas were always bigger, her needs always more pressing. And now, even after committing a serious crime against me, she's still the one my parents are concerned about, still the one they want me to forgive. I've been going to therapy to deal with the emotional fallout. My therapist has helped me understand that my parents' enabling behavior has contributed to Sarah's lack of accountability. They've always protected her from the consequences of her actions, and now I'm the one paying the price, both financially and emotionally, though I'm still in the midst of unraveling the financial mess. It's a slow, arduous process, and I'm terrified of what other hidden debts might emerge. I've had to freeze my credit, change all my passwords, and basically rebuild my digital life from scratch. The constant vigilance is exhausting. Every time I get an email from a bank or a credit agency, my heart leaps into my throat that I've decided that I cannot and will not forgive Sarah. Not now, maybe not ever. Forgiveness, to me, requires genuine remorse and a demonstrated effort to make amends, neither of which Sarah has shown. Her apologies have always been thinly veiled attempts to avoid consequences or to manipulate me further to why parents are still trying to bridge the gap, but I've told them that until they acknowledge the severity of Sarah's actions and stop pressuring me to reconcile, I cannot have a healthy relationship with them. It's heartbreaking to essentially lose my entire immediate family, but I know I need to protect myself, though I feel incredibly alone sometimes, navigating this on my own. My friends have been supportive, but they can't truly understand the depth of betrayal from a sibling. I feel a profound sense of loss, not just for the money, but for the sister I thought I had, for the family I thought I belonged to. It's a gaping wound that I don't know will ever fully heal. I'm posting this because I need to know I'm not crazy for taking a stand. Am I being too harsh? Am I wrong for not forgiving my sister for the sake of the family? Everyone around me, meaning my parents and extended family who have heard their version of events, seems to think I am the problem. I need an outside perspective. I need to know if I'm justified in cutting ties, or if I should just swallow my anger and pretend everything is okay for the sake of peace. But at what cost does that peace come? At the cost of my financial security? My mental health? My self-respect? I don't think I can do it. I just don't think I can.